And if you read the title, I'm going to be speaking about this Kanye West situation. In summation, in simplistic terms, Kanye West, in my opinion, is, with this release of the song World War III, okay? Kanye is embodying the postmodernist, deconstructionist art form within music by establishing himself as a trendsetter, as a culture, as a form and figure manipulator, a form and figure kind of futurist, trying to break the mold, trying to do abstract different things. That's exactly what postmodernist art form is this deconstruction, this reduction, right? So, in my opinion, by Kanye West doing this song, speaking in these terms and topics, right? That, in my opinion, is embodying that deconstructionist ethos by like debasing terms and dissolving terms to like it's beyond, like, it doesn't even evoke a response anymore. It's so like so by using very like controversial words, just for my channel for my channel's sake, if you use like very controversial terms or thought processes, right? A person like Kanye is going to use the most offensive, the most, degradatory, the most outlandish term, exploring that barrier of harm, even. To where it's like, what is the boundary of this? So think what you want of Kanye. My point is not to cast any judgment on who he is as like a person, artist. Clearly, he's proven himself in the sonic sphere. He's been able to, he's keen to different melodies and song structures, beats, rhythms, this rhythmic palette, right? Genius in that respect. So it's like, that's why you can't put like 100% faith in people, but at the same time, you have to really pay attention to what they're doing, because people, and I know it's so hard to get past like, oh my God, he's saying Nazi. And he's like, why would anyone like Hitler? Hitler killed people. Hitler, Like Mengele experimented on people for the sake of it, right? That's fucking insane, bro. Hell no. Any human life law, this is the new era, the paradigm that it's like, there's so much dissonance in this life that we live, bro. Because it's like there's killings and all this. You have to make irrational things rational for your mind, right? In a perfect world, no one would have to work. No one would have to do any of these things. But due to this odd circumstance where with this free will nature and like, you could choose a path, kind of, even if you're born, there are people, not everyone can, but people born into like the most insane circumstances make it out of that somehow due to determined nature or a specific mindset, right? So with that being said, it's like, that's a separation, and like I think it's more of like a degree type thing. So it's like a person like Kanye is in this hole, but also he's exploring this insane part of like this society that we live in, right? So it's like, right or wrong, he is, like my point is, do you want to brand him and persecute him for saying these things, or do you want to engage in a debate or conversation without persecuting him for speaking these ideas? And I think by like exploring that boundary of what is acceptable and what is not, that's healthy to some degree. You know what I'm saying? He's saying crazy ass shit, but it's like you have to reduce it to its archetype, right? So in my opinion, Kanye is embodying this postmodern deconstruction in music by like debasing these terms, making these things not, there's no shrouding around these terms that he's using or these words he's using. It's like he's just saying the fucking craziest ass shit he can. And it's like part of it's kind of funny though, in my opinion. Part of the shit is like kind of hilarious because it's like, dude, what? Like, but then if you really like sit and just like think about it, it's like, oh damn, bro, how simplistic it is. This is what he's doing. But he's gonna take the brunt of the persecution or whatever criticism comes his way for speaking like this. But at the same time, it's like once you debase these things to a certain level, you can then understand the fundamental argument right? Why is this offensive? Whittle it down to its minuscule property and then begin to like have an analysis on it, right? So do I support and confirm and, defend everything he's saying? No, I don't. However, how cool would it be to live in a world where the most outlandish things could be said without like direct persecution of the person? Not saying there's no consequence, right? Because it's like, dude, if I have my opinion, I can engage in debate with you about it. I can do all these things. And then if I'm in person with you and you initiate violence against me, I can reciprocate that violence, right? To a medium degree, to an equivalent degree, to defend myself. I think that's fair. So everyone talks about being fair and everything. So it's like a person like Kanye is exploring this boundary of what is fair, what is not, what is offensive, what isn't. And let him die on that hill. Let him be that martyr for whatever that is. But it's like, whether, I don't know why he's driven to do this, right? But you cannot discount his perspective just because you don't agree with his position, is all I'm saying. Every person, unless they, are out of control and are infringing on other people's rights and their sanctity of their bodies, right? Or of their lifestyle, like if you're going out of your way to fuck with someone, that's a violation. So it's like, no, we cannot do that. However, we need to be free to explore the boundaries of these debates because, just like the sciences, the deeper you go, there's always a deeper channel, a deeper differentiation. So it's like, how can you settle on you need to like die for saying this or some shit like that? Like, you cannot say this. No, say everything. Anything you can say, you should be able to say. Why can't you, then are you going to criticize a person who babbles and speaks nonsense because they're speaking nonsense, right? Where does that degree lie? So I think it'd be easier to not have a degree and just be hands off about it. So it's like, unless you initiate threats of specific direct violence and incite the violence, I don't think it's a problem. But exploring that boundary is, in the long run, helping strengthen that process, right? So, also in my opinion, there should be someone just as loud on the other side screaming about what he's screaming about, but the antithesis of that to get the boundaries of this debate. Because I don't want to hear one person go in your rabbit hole forever, okay? I want to hear your rabbit hole, hear you out, but then also hear the antithesis rabbit hole of that. And where does that branch off? What truths are you both talking about so I can make my choice? So, but I think it's just hilarious, dude. Like I listened to the World War III Kanye song. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. But it's funny because like a Dave Blunt's is like prefacing that. So like, and I saw some comments about that saying it's Dave Blunt's Ghost wrote the song. It's funny to me because it's like, no, he didn't. Kanye, just like a Drake, he's gonna hear the new talent, he's gonna hear the people, and he's gonna interpolate, right? Because he's a genius, not a genius. I'm not trying to like gloat him, but like he's demonstrated a proficiency in a multi. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's just good at like one little thing. He has an ear for music and things, so he can do that smart work. Whereas like a Dave Blunt's is like he's in. You know what I'm saying? Like Kanye's in a deeper niche, in multiple niches. A Dave Blunt's has figured out this lane that, oh wow, Kanye sees something in it. That's the beauty of life, is like you can find the sliver, the slice in people, and they can be very successful off that. But it's like a Dave Blunt's. Kanye sees like something he's doing this offensive, like it doesn't matter what I say type of shit. He embodied that. No, Dave Blunt did not ghostwrite World War III. However, Kanye is interpolating. That's all he's doing. And that's also a talent in itself. That's how you stay on point and stay current with anything. Interpolation. That's how you create. So it's like once you submit to the interpolation, it's like, okay, it's me. It's like it's 50% me and maybe 50% this, or it's 20% me and 80% this. But I can figure out this cadence, this rhythm, these melodic structures to get just enough percentage to like deceive someone, right? Kanye is a person where he can just go in your art form, chop up your stuff, create a vibe that's like your vibe, and then go deeper into his layer because he has that proficiency. So that's why you got to keep it with a grain of salt with these people, because Kanye is not the God. Kanye is not the answer. His fucking opinions are not, you know what I'm saying? Like Kanye's opinions are not like the gospel. Like you cannot trust, but don't discount what he's saying. That's all I'm saying. There's a reason for everything. So it's like, account his perspective, take into consideration. I want to know everything. I want to know what you think about it. I want to know, you know what I'm saying, what your mom thinks about it, to put that into a calculation to then have a broader understanding and perspective about what that is you're talking about. So, shout out Kanye, because goddamn, bro, you're making these songs that are just like, what are you talking about, bro? It's just like to me, it's like kind of funny. Like, dude, if I were Jewish or some shit like that, I would be laughing at this dude. But I don't understand to what degree Kanye is like so vehement about this. Or is he, unwillingly, like I said, like embodying this like postmodernist deconstruction type of thing by utilizing imagery and things of this nature, like revitalizing certain symbols and things and popularizing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's crazy as fucked up as it is, dude. Like, if you were to be born now and just like don't know about it, there's nothing going on, like the symmetry and like how, you know what I'm saying, the look of the swastika, it's a very succinct like image. It's a very catchy image, right? So, like I said, this deconstruction shit, like Kanye's bringing that back somehow, making it more popular, like somehow. Like, what power do you have if you can popularize like the most unpopular image? That's all I'm saying. So I think he's like working on those type of levels or something like that. Like, or maybe I'm thinking too hard about this shit, because it's like, that is crazy, bro. If you can take the most unpopular fucking thing ever in life and turn it into like popular again, that's insane. Like, I don't know what you want to think about it, but that's kind of crazy. So, then my mind goes to like alchemy and things of this nature, where it's like, okay, he's intentionally harvesting power to, you know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this dude is definitely doing something. And the fact that people are allowing him to even, you know what I mean? They could just nuke his whole shit, So it's like, okay. But that song is hilarious though. Even if you're Jewish, you gotta laugh at that. Be like, what the fuck is this dude talking about, bro? Like, what? I wouldn't even be offended about it. I just be like, okay, like what? But it's such like a basic, my whole thing with it is it's such like a basic, catchy little song. It's like, of course, like it's not shit. Like he probably has like 1,000 songs just like that with those melodies and things of that nature. But he just made that one. Because he's in a certain bag. Like Kanye's he's found these creative pockets to where he can just replicate. So it's like, okay, now it's just gonna fit his form to whatever the fuck is he's trying to be on right now, which is this crazy shit. So it's like, that's easy. He probably freestyled that song, bro. But yeah, I don't know. It's deep. I look into shit way too deep. Like, watch Kanye just be surface and not that interesting and cool. Or not, say if you could really dig in his mind, he's not even thinking at that deep of a level. He's just expressing off a surface level. That's what's crazy. So it's like, my whole thing is like, to what degree and demonstrated proficiency or interest or like, something. Like, Kanye's definitely proven that his mind can think about different things, a lot of them, and combine things together, which what music really is. Like, the way he makes music is like chopping, sampling a little bit, then also doing the vocals and all the stuff. Like, he thinks about it at that level. So it's like, I cannot like discount that. So it's like, okay. But the simplicity, I'm like, damn, this is a catchy ass song. How the fuck you making catchy ass songs about Hitler, dude? Like, what is going on? Like, it's just going crazy, bro. I'm like, what? Oh my God, we're in that era right now. I mean, crazy shit's always happened, bro. People have been always thinking the craziest shit, but it's like now it's just like too crazy, bro. It's like a million people are gonna hear about your opinion about something. And the funny thing is, like, even if it's wrong and everyone knows it's wrong, they'll still cover it and like talk about it because it's just hyper news. Like, it's just, I don't know, it just fucks me up a little bit, you know. So like, it makes sense though. Like, so that World War III song, it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't Kanye make that? And why wouldn't it be about exactly what it is? Because it's like we're in that fucking era. We're living that right now. To where it's like people are testing those boundaries. There's so much data, information. We're getting to the point where it's like chaos almost in those regards. Where it's like, dude, there's so many different streams and sources. Like, you got to get everyone summed up on like at least like some data point, because you're going to bring, like, no one knows all the things. And for decades and thousands of years, like, we didn't have the free volition, free will, even though, you know what I'm saying, believe in God or not. If you believe in God, we have free will, right? But with that free will, other people can stifle our free will. So it's like for decades, thousands of years, and still to this day, like, but today I can look up all the information. You can look up all the data, or as much, you know what I'm saying? There's enough data where you can come to a consensus. If I lived in the medieval era, there's not as much even playing grounds. Like, you can be in wherever. You can be in fucking wherever the fuck, Podunk, Georgia, sticks. Well, now Starlink, there's a satellite. You could at least get Google. Starlink's actually good, but you know what I'm saying? You can get like a Google to ask a question. Go to 19 fucking whatever the fuck, and you're not getting that. You got to go to the library. There's more steps, right? So that can cultivate ignorance and cultivate pockets of things because it's like the latency of the information. So now everyone is like hyper clicking, getting to a certain level to where it's like, yeah, a person like Kanye is just going to be out here talking about the most crazy shit. It's going to get popular. People are going to listen to it. It's going to be hundreds of thousands, millions of views. And nothing's really going to happen about it because it's just some shit he's saying, bro. It's like people think way too deep about the shit. It's just some utterances. Like, but again, to what degree? To what degree is it utterances and just crazy shit? Or to what degree is there validity to all these things? To where, you know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, at this point, yeah, you're gonna get these echoes and these type of reverberations of weird ideas and things because we're in a unique time to where the platform is big. To where it's like, if you go viral tomorrow, the type of attention you get, you might not have ever desired or wanted to ever get, or it might have been a total accident. And then tomorrow you're viral. Well, guess what? Hey, everyone knows about you, or enough people know about you to inconvenience your life to where, you know, some people are crazy. Some people are, you know what I'm saying, certain ways, and it's like they'll never adjust to that type of life. But, oh, too bad. You're in a viral, like, meme. Like, until you die, people, you know what I'm saying? So if you don't want, yeah, you know, that does stuff to certain people. Word salad? What type of word salad, bro? I like salad. I like cilantro and parsley's, pico de gallo, like type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So Skeletor, do you fuck on Beast, man? You know what I'm saying? Did you get plowed out by Beast, man, bro? Because, I mean, that's the Skeletor that I know. There's like a song about it by Brandon DiCamillo. I don't know if you know Brandon DiCamillo. But he has a song about Skeletor and Beastman, and like it's pretty homosexual. It's pretty sus, bro. So it's like I don't want to be a Skeletor, bro. I like salad though and pico de gallo. So it's like I'm trying to pico de gallo and I mean cilantro and parsley have detoxing properties. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to eat those herbs and stuff. So it's like I like salad, bro. Or you're just a detractor. I need to know what you said. Anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts about Kanye, man. I think he's just a shit starter. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? There's some people, but that's necessary though. Why would you want to live in a blocked up, you know what I'm saying, plugged up ecosystem, bro? You gotta live in, you have to, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta break shit up. And that involves like just going wild. Like a blender. How are you gonna make a smoothie without a blender, bro? You gotta break shit up. You gotta bust it up. It's necessary sometimes. But if we lived in like a soup, a chaotic soup, all the time, it wouldn't be that sick, bro. It'd be too much bullshit. You know, sometimes you gotta have some solids. So you can't bust it all up and go crazy and just chop everything and go gnarly. You know, honestly, salad is a good definition because like you gotta have some structure. So you got some like lettuce and shit. You know what I'm saying, to give it some layers and structure and separate everything. So you know everything's not just all coagulated together. All these little ingredients you got in it, right? The salad kind of gives a buffer to all your toppings or ingredients in the salad. So it's like, why wouldn't you have a word salad, bro? I'm good at word salad though. So if you wanna, you only have 2 words though. I'd rather have word salad than like 2 words, bro. You can't even make a sentence. Dude can't even comment a sentence and he's saying like, you know what I'm saying? I could take that a lot of ways, bro. You got to be specific with what you're talking about. You just can't comprehend the broader picture. So do you need me to reduce it and whittle it down to like a couple words? I could do that, but it's going to take a minute, bro. So it's like, you better pay attention to word salad. If you can't pay attention to word salad, you're a fucking idiot. You need to stay in your zone, bro. So it's like, yeah, go watch someone else, bro. I don't give a fuck. All I'm saying is like, you need to pay me money and donate. So it's like, if you don't donate, I don't really care. I made $7 million in 8 months. So I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, off word salad, bro. So if you want to talk about word salad, I can get you paid per. You feel me? I'm about that bag. So it's like, if you're not about the bag, if you can't even make a paragraph, I don't want to hear what you're talking about, bro, to be honest with you. So it's like, all right, cool. Kanye's got millions of dollars and still just going crazy and just don't give a fuck. So that's sick, bro. Are you sick? Do you risk your public persona on purpose? Or are you scared to stay in your shell and be, oh yeah, word salad. I can't pay attention to long form content or grasp an idea or listen to someone long enough, have an attention span to parse through what they're saying for an extended period of time. It's like, to what degree? But don't have an opinion or try to say some slick ass shit like word salad. Like, all right, dude, you can't pay attention. I get it, but why do you got to tell everyone else? And like, you're really just like exposing yourself that you're low intellect, you don't have a capacity for knowledge, any type of memorization skills, anything like that, any attention span. So it's like, yeah, of course, it makes sense. But it's like, I really wish you just like donate and, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I got to get the bag. I could have been monetized already, but they said some bullshit about it. So it's like, okay, I might as well just crash out at this point. But it's like, for real, you know, but you know, who can refute the bars? It's like, so why did they go to the island? Why did they go to that island? Let's talk about that. Why can't we talk about that? Why can't we discuss that? Who went to the island? Whose idea was the island? Why does one person need an island? So it's like, okay, yeah, we should probably talk about that. Like the sick recesses in my, you know, going back to the rant and debate, the sick recesses of society, they should stay in the sick recesses, bro. To where majority of people don't get tainted with that destruction, right? Because knowing, but you ought to be aware and know things exist. But it's like, bro, why did they go to that island? And why is everyone covering up the island, bro? So if Trump gets out of office before, like, they release a list of who's on the island and everyone who had anything to do with that dude, I don't really care about society anymore and the government. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can just, because it's like, why? So, like, I appreciate Kanye for saying that and having that bar in that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good question, man. Why can't we discuss that? Let's really have a dialogue about that. Why do they keep that hidden? What's wrong with that? It's complicit because the government's complicit. It was their fucking idea from the beginning. And they were down with it. Because really, all this life is about, really, once you get in the door, it's your free will. You know what I'm saying? That God's given us to, you know what I'm saying? In part, some people are programmed to cause chaos and disturbance and be of evil, right? Or embody these type of things, right? Because of circumstance or this nature nurture type of shit. So it's like, it's to what degree is what I'm saying. Is like, okay, yeah, so that exists. Is like, okay, let's not let those people be like the decision makers for the end all be all. Because by being too nice, you get things like this. By being too cool and, oh yeah, being too ignorant to what's going on. No, you get fucked over like that. So we shouldn't do that. If you like weird ass, crazy ass shit, let's keep that in the corners, bro. Keep that in the closet, wherever you keep that. And if you can get away with it your whole life, good luck to you. Thank you. But the minute you start like engaging and tolerating certain things, are just like, bro, like, why are we even discussing that right now? It's like, it's crazy. But you should talk, you know what I'm saying? But it's not required. It's not a law. It's just out of courtesy type shit. See, that was word salad. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about Kanye. Playboi Carti is on the cutting edge of music. He's not even going to be, he already is in existence right now. He is like, dude, Carti's the top, bro. Carti is literally, in terms of like vocal, he's taking vocals to a different level, even like, and just like image and all these things. And he'll be the bassist. Carti will be that's why Kanye is so mad right now. And Kanye had to come out with these crazy songs. He's like, oh, dude, I got to get someone to talk about me because he's a fucking narcissist. So it's like, yeah, Kanye's a narcissist. Why is that a surprise? So why wouldn't he do all this crazy shit to get people to talk to him? He'll say anything to get someone to talk about him, clearly. But Carti is really like, he's found the movement to curate the demand. He's a perfect like capitalist type of shit. Also, with the postmodern deconstruction type shit, because he's also reducing it to where it's not about lyrics anymore. It's more about, how does a word sound, right? And how far can you tweak that shit with all the common production methods to like develop a little style, right? And blow that out to like the extreme, to where now you're like doing weird ass little types of words and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like how you say things, like the whole like why Carbon Copy Kendrick have to come out and be like he started like really enunciating shit. He's like, on my feet, my feet. He makes sure you hear this, because I get off on my feet. Okay, you just fucking stole that shit from someone, bro. You just stole that shit, bro. So Carti is really originating. Like he forced the hand, like to where like Kendrick has to make weirder voices. You know what I'm saying? 4:30 a.m. Coke binge. That's why I got this towel on my head, bro. Because it's like, bro, this shit gets too crazy, bro. It's way too hot, bro. Shit get way too hot, bro. I fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, what about it? What about it? Is that wrong? How do you even know? But anyway, Carti's a real OG. You know what I'm saying? Carbon's a copy Kendrick. So it's like, what are you talking about, bro? I'm on an H3O2 binge, bro. I've been drinking hella grape juice and shit, bro. So like, yeah, I'd be on a binge, bro. When you take care of your body, you can binge on coke. You know what I'm saying? It's just people who just like blow their synapses and neurons out to where they have no neurochemistry left to even work with. See, what I'm saying is you gotta have a soup, bro. You gotta have a soup, and you gotta have like a, like if you don't have shit in your body, how are you gonna resonate, bro? How are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? If you have no fucking serotonin in your brain, how the fuck are you gonna enjoy coke? Because you become coke. You know what I'm saying? If you do something enough, you become it. Just like if a certain frequency is resonating, it's going to impart itself on other material around it. Specifically, things of its same resonant frequency. So it's like if two brass things are resonating, or one is, and there's another object that's brass, yeah, you're going to resonate at that level. And yeah, so if you're just blasting coke, you're just going to become coke at that point. And I don't do that at all. But I see how you could, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't have any minerals in your shit and you're just like an addict, then you're going to die. You're not even going to like the drug that you're doing. It's just, it's necessary. It's not part of any good. You might get a little bit of good feeling for a second, but then it's like, okay, how do I chase that again? Then before it's like, I just did this little hit of something and I'm like, whoa, I'm so fucking stoned or something. You know what I'm saying? It has such a profound effect on you where it's like, oh shit, you know, you forget about everything. Once you start to think about the substance and like its presence in your life, then it's a problem. You gotta quit that. But you might be on a 4 a.m. coke bench too, Dan. You're up at 4:30, dog. So it's like, what are we talking about, bro? What are you doing right now? I'm talking about Kanye, dog. Because like, why are they trying to push World War III, dog? That's my whole thing, bro. Why are they trying to push World War III and shit? It's like, so why? What's going on, dog? I don't want to die. Like, there's some type of macabre thing about what, like, it's like deep, like what Kanye. That's what I'm saying. It's like scary, like what's happening. Like, why is Kanye saying that? Like, are you ready to die? I'm not ready to die. So what about Kanye that you got to be ready to accept death to be like getting his Ferrari? Is my question. You know what I'm saying? Everyone gets all caught up in all this other type of weird shit. I'm like, yo, what pact or agreement, what covenant am I signing up for when I step in? And you know what I'm saying? If this, and why, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, I might not want to get in the Ferrari, dog, if death is like a part of that package. But it's like, what are you really saying though? That's why I think it's like this deconstructionist type shit, because you need to debase the terms and make them meaningless to make them new and reform like a phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Like a phoenix. They rise from the ashes. What are ashes? Just another state of matter with pieces and, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're all gonna die, but it's like, I'm not willing to die. I'm not willing to just go and get in your Ferrari and accept death. It's not what's happening. But what about Kanye? That's what his, you know what I'm saying? He already knows what's going on. He's like, okay, yeah, you get in this Ferrari, we're going to death. Like, what road is he on? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of tweaks me out a little bit at the same time. But yeah, I could make a thesis about that, just that one song. Like, what are you really talking about? But but then it's just funny. The more you dig and get deeper, it's like, this is hilarious. Like, what are you talking about? And then it sounds like so nice. Like, so there's an art form in that, I guess. So I'm just like content farming at this point. So it's like, I have a little bit of macaroni and cheese left. I might have to make some type of, you know what I'm saying, morsel or something, some type of food. Yo, if you guys ever sipped on a beatbox, those get you kind of fucked up. So don't, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, not be like totally fucked up, don't drink multiple beatboxes. But yeah, dog, for real. If you agree with this analysis, or I'm saying, have an opinion on my opinion about this whole Kanye West situation and why he's making narcissistic, controversial music, but also kind of bass music at the same time, and also kind of just like hitting all these different levels of social awareness, type of more philosophical meta concepts, and you don't think I'm like 100% crazy, subscribe. But really, I just like doing the lives because I don't have to prepare them, and then I can just like spew my nonsense, and my nonsense being like my thoughts in my mind. So if like any of this makes sense, or if you have different agreements, or I'm also willing to reconstruct my reality. So if you have some points or something, I'm also willing to listen to that too. But I'm gonna prepare some caloric intake. But just understand, nothing is coincidence. Everything is by design. And causal events and relations in broader cycles comprise all of this. So your relative awareness, dig deep into that and see how far you can think in those causal events and what matters in your life. That's all it really is. So yeah, subscribe.